Hi, this is Trevor Conquergood. Welcome to this week's RNK Software Club's video for the week. And this week we're going to learn about how to split text to leave a little gap so you can place some embroidery in the space. And so if you're ready to get started, we'll make my workspace nice and large. And the first thing I'm going to show you is that we have a tool over here on our left menu. It's a knife with options. So to be able to use it, I'll need to first of all select something. So I'll maybe just click on a piece of this apple and notice that the tool is available. And if I click, there are several options. And it's the fourth one in the row that's called gap slice. And when I click on gap slice, essentially I can click and click again and then right click to be finished. And it will show me the size of the gap. You can type that in here. I have my software currently set in millimeters, so it's 5. If I make that 10, it's going to make the gap bigger. And when you're happy with the size of your gap, then you say okay. And so it goes really well if you have artwork, because the gap tool only works with artwork. So if you have a piece of artwork, and it can be any kind of artwork, then it's very easy to split your shape. Just select your tool and then click to select it. And slice it, I should say. When you're done slicing it, you will need to then, of course, select each side and add the stitching to assign it. So I could click on, standard fill, or I could click on, satin outline or run stitch outline. It doesn't matter, but you get to choose. So with embroidery splitting on text, it's very easy if you click on your text tool, if you choose import TrueType font as artwork. So this means that you'll be able to choose from all of the TrueType fonts in your computer, and you can select from, what is like a long list of choices. You can choose bold or italic or light. You can set the size in here. And when you say okay, it will enter in whatever letters that you have chosen or selected. So now I have artwork on my screen for the word Trevor, but notice that the tool is dim and not brightly lit. Well, that's because the tool is designed to work with one piece of artwork at a time, which is a little bit confusing because it will slice through the whole word. But what you have to do is you need to deselect to let go of all of those letters and just select one letter. Now the tool becomes available and you can click to start. But when you do your second click, if you go all the way across to the other side of the word and then right click, it will slice through whatever artwork shapes were, covered by your slice line. And so it shows the whole word Trevor with the gap in between. And if you're happy with the gap, you can simply say okay. And it will take the artwork fill out and leave you with like artwork outlines of each letter. Of course, you can select those letters and make them satin stitch outlines, or you can select those letters and use auto satin to fill them in with, kind of solid style satin stitching. And so that's how you can split TrueType font artwork very easily with the gap slice tool. If you are starting with embroidery text, and so when I use my text tool to create embroidery text, these letters will have embroidery already in them. And so you can split these apart, but it takes a few extra steps. The main thing to understand is you need artwork. And so if I take this font and I use my select tool to select it, and then I right click, I do have the option to break apart my text, which will in essence leave me with the letter M and the letter Y as individual pieces. If I select that letter M and then I click on the artwork tool, you might think we were, all perfect, only the artwork that I created is based upon the satin segments of the embroidery. And so there's quite a few pieces to the letter M. And depending on what kind of embroidery you want later, that may not be perfect. And so what I wanted to show you, an additional step here, is when you're selecting embroidery text, notice that some embroidery texts have include what is called outlines. So you'll find that here in your properties box when you select the font options, if there is a red O beside it. And you can even filter to just have my outline style fonts. Now they'll all have the O beside it. And when you select, for example, Daniel, and that's what we have here, you can change the style from the default to, let's say, a run stitch style and click apply. So notice the difference. Now I have the same font, but only in an outline. And so that is perfect for this trick of first of all, select your text and right click to break apart the text to make individual letters, and then select the letters and click on artwork to end up with the artwork. And so notice the difference between this letter M here and the letter M that I split when it was a satin. And so there's no right or wrong. It's just how it works. And if you wanted to split apart, the words my text, and you made it into outlines first, then you have nice solid outlines for all of the letters, and they're kind of small, so I'll make them a little bigger. And once again, if you want to split them, select one of the letters in your text, then use your gap tool to click and split them all. And so that is how Gap Slice works. And it needs a piece of artwork, in essence, to be able to slice up your text. And so I hope you enjoyed this week's RNK Software Club's video for the week about how to take control of the slice tool and use that to slice apart things like apples or artwork. Until next week, have a great day. Thanks for listening, and bye for now.